Will we be the filtered or the filtrate? This is the Great Filter.
I'm having to just kind of shut everything down for a minute. If you've been listening, I apologize. Twitter has completely fucked me off. So, now, let me explain. Half of the reason for even doing this podcast was to attempt to gain some traction and attention for my research, right? What I've been working on, and to kind of deliver and explain some of the concepts and scientific ideas behind, in a kind of roundabout way, right, behind why I've been working on what I've been working on, and just kind of, prep that landscape for the research. Well, so I was using ads, Facebook ads and Twitter ads for the beginning, and I made that one episode where I explained that I was cutting ads, and then listenership just obviously plummeted after that, right? But because the purpose was to gain traction and interest and to try to gather a listener base based on, interests on those particular concepts, I felt I had to dip my toes back into ads a little bit, especially Twitter, because the majority of you guys have come from Twitter. Well, they flagged one of my ads as being, as violating their, terms of, what's the actual thing they call it? One second. There's a bunch of these, so it's, so their prohibited content policy. Okay, they claim that something about my ads violated their prohibited content policy, which it did not. There's nothing about any of my ads with any profanity or any sort of just anything. There's nothing in any of my ads that violates that. So I sent in an email, what's going on? Like, could you explain this to me? Like, what are you guys talking about? They sent me back an email, right? I opened a ticket. They sent me back an email that is just a copy-paste response, right? I mean, it's obviously just formatted because it's like, please review any notifications you received and the relevant policy pages. You can review the Twitter ad policies and terms of service at the following links, blah, blah, blah. So I did. And I noticed a clause in there saying that landing pages are included in this, right? That was my dog. So I went in and cleaned up my landing page. There was a cuss word on my landing page, right? A beautiful piece of profanity at the end of my statement, right, about what the Great Filter is about. I said, let's fucking talk about that. So that's right on the landing page. So I removed that for Twitter, okay? I sent them back an email saying, all right, I cleaned it up. Can we get ads back up and running again? They sent me back the exact same sheet, right? Saying that, we have, it's basically we have, personally reviewed your request and have continued to decide that you don't qualify for advertising. This continues. I opened several tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 separate tickets, right? 5 separate customer service cases. And it's the exact same fucking, hello, thank you for writing in. We see that you have questions about your ineligibility, blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody's fucking telling me what's going on. I continue to ask question after question. Like, will you please describe to me, like, don't send me a copy and pasted, like, template, response. Like, what is happening? Like, what are you guys seeing so I can fucking fix this? Of course, not once do I get an actual reply explaining where the violation is and how to fix it. Fucking assholes. Fuck you, Twitter. Straight fuck you. So I get a little frustrated, right? About the 5th ticket. And I start, like, kind of being an asshole. I mean, you get that way at that point. And they send me this final email basically saying, you're permanently, like, that's it. We've had enough of you, basically, right? We have reconfirmed with the team that your account does not qualify for ads on Twitter. Unfortunately, we can no longer assist you or support any further requests. What the fuck? Not once did they explain to me. I read all of the links they sent me, right? Everything is in line. As far as I am aware, I am not violating anything. So yeah, man, I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm tired. The only reason I'm still doing this is because I believe in a better world for everybody. I'm not making money. Okay. I'm fucking tired. I'm right at the brink of starting my first actual paper. I'm going to be trying to get it published. And it's insane that, I mean, what the fuck is happening, dude? So here's the thing, like, running a podcast, as simple and minimalist as The Great Filter is, it's a lot of work. Sometimes I'll spend a day or two just doing research and writing the script, right? The script outline. Sometimes editing can take a long time, so you've got like a day of research, you've got a day, a portion of a day recording, and then about a day of editing, depending on the episode and how much I fuck up, trying to record. So, again, you gotta run all your filters, right? You gotta compress and limit and normalize and blah, 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 blah. So it's a lot of work. I don't think people realize how much fucking work it is. And, without access to that particular, avenue of content delivery, it's simply not worth it. I mean, not that it's not worth it. It's that my time is better spent finishing up the simulations, preparing for the, just fine-tuning at least the first and second one, because they're literally done, almost done. Writing the papers, finishing up. I have so much on my fucking plate, dude. So, I'm not gonna, I don't know. This isn't gonna be forever. It's not gonna be forever. It's just kind of hanging it up for a minute. All right. I like this podcast. I like the topics behind it. And I'm sure once the research is completed and I get some, other researchers to review it and take a look at it and let me know, kind of basic peer review process. I'm tired, man. And I don't have the energy to do this right now, especially after getting smacked down by Twitter for no fucking reason. I just don't have the energy to do it. The first piece of software that I wrote after founding Phobos Technologies was for drug courts. Okay, And it was designed to make the whole having to submit a UA thing for drug court clients much easier, both for the clients and for drug court. And it uses a quantum random number generator to randomize the drug schedule, submit it. People get notifications every day, 1 a.m. saying, these are the groups that got called, right? So if you know anything about how drug court works, when you go into it, you get assigned a symbol, like green and blue and purple and yellow. Other like rehab facilities use a similar sort of thing. Sometimes they'll use like planets like Neptune and Pluto and whatever. So I designed it with an incredible list of different like symbol topics. So there's scientists like Newton and Einstein and Galileo and shit like that. There's planetary objects. There's numbers, alphanumeric alphabets of Latin alphabet, Greek alphabet. There's just colors, blah blah blah, like a lot. I made it so the selection is large and anybody can use it and tie it into their months, right? Days of the week, whatever. And so depending on what your symbol is, you have to submit a random UA a certain amount of times per week or per month or whatever. You all this stuff can be altered in my program. You can do it per week. You can do, by probability. Like how often do you want, one symbol to be called? Whoops. And then it'll run it all, so everybody gets called according to true randomality, right? So this cuts out any sort of fuckery on the back end. This cuts out people working for drug court selling the schedules to drug court clients. It does it automatically, so you don't have to fucking sit there, and you can submit like schedule alterations if you need one. If you need to call in somebody randomly, like because you hear that they've gotten high over the weekend, so you want to make sure that they get called in on Monday, you can do that sort of thing. It's a very complex piece of software. It took me 18 months to write it. I'm pretty fucking proud of it. And it messages them in the morning, letting them know what groups have been called. If they were in the group that got called that day, it will then message them according to user preferences. So each client can go in and say, well, let's see, I've got class from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock or whatever. So if the app will message me at, 10:15, that'll give me just enough time as a reminder to remember, go down, take my UA so I can be done and get back to class at 11:45 or whatever. So you can do that 3 times. Each client has 3 separate times per day where they can customize the time that it will text message them to remind them that they have a UA to submit for that day. Only on the days that they have been randomly called, right? Get this shit, dude. Drug court would not take it. They wouldn't take it. And many of the I need to fucking drink water. Many of the rehab facilities wouldn't take it either. The reason is that they believe it's irresponsible. They believe that it takes away that responsibility of remembering to do it on your own, of remembering to call in every morning on your own. Here's the thing about drug court. Their idea of psychology and how it works and what memory is and how it works, they know nothing of the fucking sciences. How is that? It's irresponsible not to use the app. Okay? It's not irresponsible to use the app. Is it irresponsible to set your alarm and wake up and use your alarm to wake up in the morning? Is that fucking irresponsible? Is it irresponsible to keep a calendar and set reminders on your calendar to remember to get shit done? Is that fucking irresponsible? It's not irresponsible. It is responsible to use a calendar. It's responsible to use an alarm clock. It's responsible to use the app that I built. But they're so fucking down deep in this weird little, 20 years ago psychotherapy kind of perspective. 50 years ago, for fuck's sake, dude. Fucking longer. There's so... Science in the courts is lacking. Deeply lacking. So, there goes a fucking year and a half of coding. I was certain they would see the light. I was certain that they would fucking see it. So, that went the way of all shit and giggles. I built a system for Nationwide and Kong. After that, for their pet insurance thing, which I guess since then they've moved to a different system. But at the time, there wasn't a Shopify plugin to handle what they needed. So yeah, that's kind of been. It's been kind of a shitty road, dude. And now to have Twitter pull this shit, I'm fucking tired. I can't do this. I've got to focus on what I need to focus on and get done what the necessities first. I need to handle the necessities. I need to pick up my other projects that are actually monetizable. I've got a YouTube channel I'm prepping for teaching mathematics, specifically mathematic. It's called Whoa Math Mnemonic. Trust me, it works. Whoa, Math Mnemonic. Okay, mnemonics, right? Specifically tailored to help understand things mnemonically, with very clever, well-designed mnemonics. At least I think they are. We'll see. At any rate, there's a twin channel called Whoa Mathematica, or Whoa Mathematic, where it's just simple teaching mathematics, which we'll see how that goes too, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm lost in a storm of crazy right now. I'm just fucking tired. All I know is that I need to get the simulation done. Because once I get the sim done, I can prove to the fucking world that two of the three functions of money egregiously violate 3 of the 4 laws of thermodynamics. It really shouldn't take me having to fucking build a simulation just to prove that. It shouldn't. It should be common sense. You should be able to look at it and be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, it violates thermodynamics. Obviously, that's a problem because we are dislocating that natural, the natural understanding of the flow of energy throughout our system. That's why the atmosphere, or that's why our planet is heating up, because we have fucked it up. We do not understand the actual relationship between energy, propagating through our global system and how it relates to money, right? The value metric of money. And, it's too far separated. We don't see that connection. And, I've got some preliminary calculations that very very sharply demonstrate this. But it's kind of napkin math, it's like a very simple sort of setup. And I mean, I guess, it works, but it works on I don't know. I basically took the average amount of energy it would take for a hunter to go find a deer, okay? How much the average deer weighs, how much meat on the average deer is useful, and how much of the, other stuff is useful for other things, and kind of try to assign a value to that, but like a basic solid value that would be understandable to us. And then a caloric value to the meat, and how much of a percentage that meat would be needed for the hunter to go back out and rehunt, and how much, you know what I'm saying? So that cycle, right, of energy used to go get energy, how much energy I get back after that, and how much energy is left over. And then I inserted currency into that. And it's if you want to do it yourself, it's kind of mind-blowing. I even based it on actual butcher prices for deer meat, cow meat, possibly. I may have done it on cow meat, but yeah, thousands of percentage points. Increase in energetic waste just by using a currency. That aside, that's why I'm doing it. Also, because it's a one sort of narrow kind of example, right? Like this way, it's an entire society, and you can really see what's happening with the entropy of the system and the energetic flow. But so I'm dropping this for now. I have other things to focus on that I really need to focus on. I'm tired. The only reason I'm still doing this is because I truly believe that we can be better, that more people can have access to higher quality education, that we are not fulfilling our potential because we are wasting so much energy just upholding the currency-based economies that we are right now currently utilizing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, this is world-changing in a good way. In a good way. In a way that crime all but disappears. 98%, according to my calculations. 98% of all crimes just... because 98% of all crimes are financially motivated. Corruption goes right out the window because the motive force behind corruption does not exist when you don't separate value from energy. There is no motive force, especially when everybody is becoming their best selves, optimizing. A system is in place to ensure that everybody is self-actualizing, or as many people as possible. So anyway, I'm shutting it down for now. I likely will bring it back up at some point in the future, but right now I just can't. I just can't. Now that Twitter's fucking just ripped that, that avenue of information dissemination away from me for no fucking reason. I can't do it. It's aggravating. It's I don't know how to describe it, man. It's the only reason I'm holding on is because if I don't, first of all, what an asshole am I? What kind of fucking asshole that could possibly, see something that could change the world for the better and just drops it because he's fucking tired? What kind of asshole would I be to do that? But dude, I mean, just getting people to even be able to conceptualize and honestly consider the possibility of a world that does not run on money, just getting people to like even think of that as a fucking possibility is a fucking task, dude. Oh my God. I have sent out so many emails to professors and researchers and all sorts of people, those who have looked at what I propose, have responded positively, but I am dumbfounded by the number of scientists, right, that wouldn't even look at the proposal. All they saw was, just the basics of what it's about, and immediately dismissed it without even looking at the reasoning or any of the data or any of my write-ups or anything like that. Just immediately dismiss it without. I mean, that is not. I don't know. It's because I don't have a PhD. That's fucking why. Okay, I gotta go. I'm sorry if you enjoyed this, and thank you for listening up until now, and for supporting it, and those of you that have shared it and reposted. I deeply appreciate that. Hopefully soon something will happen and I'll be able to get this back up, because I like it. I think it's a fun podcast. I just can't right now. All right. So this is me. Final sign off for now. I will see you guys hopefully in the future. Bye.